This skid plate is the perfect addition for you JK and JL owners out there who already have the Barricade Trail Force HD front bumper installed in your rig and want to enhance your protection. This is a simple and effective bolt-on upgrade to your rig's armor that is sturdy and affordable. If you're doing any wheeling or overlanding or really any kind of off-roading, a skid plate is a must. This one is meant to work specifically with the Barricade Trail Force HD front bumper for JK and JL Wranglers, and it is a bolt-on part that will enhance the protection you're already getting from that bumper. This is a really thick, hefty plate that wraps around the lower part of your front end, covering part of your oil pan, the front end of your engine, and also providing you some protection for your steering components and front diff. So if you're out in the weeds somewhere and encounter a large obstacle, this thing is going to take the brunt of the hit, and you're not going to risk damaging more crucial components that could prevent you from getting back home in one piece. And the best thing about it is, this is a bolt-on part, so if you somehow manage to damage this thing beyond repair, you can just swap it out for a new one. Like the bumper for which it's designed, this is made from a very heavy-duty steel plate, and it's finished off with Barricade's signature two-stage powder coat. The first layer is an epoxy pre-coating, followed by the texture black powder coat you see here. That gives the metal a few additional layers of protection, and it makes it look good too. And as you can see, this thing is pretty darn hefty. I can't overstate, I wish you could feel how heavy this thing is. So it's definitely going to be able to take more than a few hits. But again, if you do manage to somehow beat this thing up, you can just unbolt it and pop on a new one. Pricing comes in at about $175, and that makes this one of the most affordable skid plates out there. However, it is worth noting again that you will need the accompanying Trail Force HD bumper in order to use this. So if you don't already have that bumper, be sure to budget accordingly. Even with the price of the bumper factored in though, you're getting a really good looking, solidly built setup that will provide your Jeep with plenty of protection. Installation gets a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you around 1 hour to complete. This is designed to bolt right on with no drilling or other modifications required, and you don't even need to remove the bumper in order to get it fitted. We're going to walk you through the install process now, so for that, let's head on out to the shop.
For this install, you will need an impact, a 5mm Allen socket, 13 and 18mm sockets, and a 13mm wrench. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing a skid plate for our Trail Force HD front bumper on our Wrangler, so let's get started. Alright guys, so we've got the vehicle in the air. Just to make this easier to show you, we're going to remove the outer lower 18mm bolts holding our bumper in place. Just this one on this side, and then the same thing for the other side. The other 3 will stay in place. So we've got our 18mm socket on our impact, and we'll pop these out. Then we'll do the same thing for the other side. Now we're going to get our skid plate in place, line our forward mounting tabs up with those bolt holes. We're going to get that same hardware right back into place. Now if you need an extra set of hand for this, because this skid plate is a little bit heavy, I suggest you grab a buddy. So we get both of our bolts in. Now we need to come to the back of our frame support and install our provided bolt plate. Now we're looking for this lower outer hole right here. It's going to line up with our mounting point on our plate. You're going to need to fish that back into that hole. This can be a little bit tricky. Take your time with it. Once you get that through, we're going to add in our spacer. So now we're going to add in our provided spacer and our bracket at the same time. The spacer is going to go behind the bracket. You want to try not to push this back while doing it. It is a little bit tricky to line up. Once you get that in place, you're going to want to hold that bolt plate if you can and your bracket. We're going to install our provided flat washer. Nut washer. Now we'll get our nut in place. Run that down hand tight. Now we'll get our bottom mounting bolt loosely in place. Now we'll get our provided 5mm Allen head bolt and flat washer through the bottom of our skid plate and through our bracket as well. And on the top side of that, we can add in a flat washer, lock washer, and a nut. Now you may have to push up on your skid plate a little bit to get this to go on. We'll get this side hand tight, and we'll do the same thing for the other side. Now we can begin tightening down all our hardware. We're going to start with our 18mm bolts on our bumper. So we've got our 18mm socket on our impact. Tighten both of those back down. Now once we have those tight, we're going to tighten down our 13mm nut for our support bracket. Then we've got our 13mm socket. Tighten both of those down. And lastly, we can tighten down our bottom bolts. So we've got our 13mm wrench and a 5mm Allen socket. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our Barricade skid plate for Barricade Trail Force HD front bumper only for your 07 to current Jeep Wrangler JK and JL. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Wrangler, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.